the beginning. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video if you want more content like this. And leave a comment.
From the guys playing to the guys on the sideline, man, who are some of the top coaches y'all are looking at? Maybe not per se like your favorite coach, but like maybe they have like a narrative behind them. Like, who are you guys like on the hot seat? Not necessarily on the hot seat, but you guys are most intrigued to see how they do this year.
All right, so I got 4 here. I'm gonna actually add a coach because you just gave me a good idea. So first, I'm gonna get my hot seat coach, Jared Haas. He's I don't think he went to UNC. He was on UNC staff for a couple of years. But he's at Stanford now. I know the expectations at Stanford are kind of, whatever, but they've been terrible. I mean, they have been absolutely terrible for many, many, many years now. He's been there for probably, at least 4 to 5 years. I mean, they're terrible. Like, if they have another bad season, he's out of there. I wish everybody the best.
I will say this though, Los. Another big freshman to look at. Stojakovic's kid is there. Andre?
Yeah. So I was going to say that. So he got a big time recruit, and I don't want nobody to lose their job. So I'm not talking bad on him. I'm just saying he needs to perform. He needs to perform. Like, they need to perform. And it's crazy because a lot of times when I watched them play, it wasn't necessarily anything that they ran that was trash. He's just not getting good recruits, or not even at Stanford. You're not going to get the best recruits. Academically, they have challenges. It's in the Pac-12. Like, it's a lot of challenges that go into recruiting to Stanford's, the Notre Dame's, the colleges like that. But he got to do better than what he's doing now. But let me not get on Jared House because I can go on for a whole bunch. This coach, I think, is getting a lot of flack because what he did in his first season as a coach. But Kyle Neptune from Villanova, he has the pieces, man. So last year he had a freshman point guard named Mark Armstrong, wiry, bouncy kid. I feel like he's going to take a jump. Then you add Justin Moore. I just told you about Tyler Burton, and they have Akeem Hart, and they have Dixon at center. They're going to be really good. Like, they're old. Besides the sophomore, they 5th and 6th year seniors. Like, those guys are old. Age wins, especially in March. Age and guards win in March. So just, watch out for them because people's writing them off, and they shouldn't be. He's a good coach. They run good sets. I don't think necessarily he had the personnel last year that was like healthy. So now that everybody's here, he's gonna go. I'm telling you. Sleeper. Next, Shaka Smart. Y'all know Richmond, VCU's finest. This put up or shut up. Like, he needs another Final Four run, like, at least. Like, they clearly have the best team in the Big East. Them and Villanova are clearly the best 2 teams in the Big East, in my estimation. Put up or shut up, like James said. They got the reigning Big East Player of the Year. They got a whole bunch of experienced wings back. They got what's Jones' last name? They have the lefty shooter back. They have their 3-and-D light-skinned curly hair defender. He's back. They got the big that plays like almost like a skinny Draymond type of role. He's back. Like, they have a nucleus that's back, and they should be able to compete. So Shaka, I'm not saying like you need to win the damn national championship, but you better do fucking something.
Is it Cam Jones and Oso?
Cam Jones. I forgot the other guy's name.
Oso, and it starts with an I. I don't know how to say his last name. I know I'm bad.
Yeah, but he plays like a Draymond type. Their roster is like complete. If Cam Jones can come and hoop, Christie can guard the best player and shut him down, and Kolak can show up. Like, I can't have no more 2-point halves. I can't have no more, like, I need you to cook. So Shaka can get the best out of them. Like, I believe in Shaka. Third coach, I said it earlier, he has another nucleus returning. They just went to the Final Four. Last year was a Cinderella. This year, not a Cinderella. Everybody knows they're coming. And honestly, I don't think nobody can stop them from getting to where they want to be at. I don't know if FAU is in the American this year. I want to say they're in the American this year. So that's going to be a step up. I don't know if the basketball team is. I want to say the football team is in the American this year. Needless to say, they're going to compete wherever they're at. They have the whole nucleus from last year's team. So Dusty May's on this list because I think if he has another year, maybe not Final Four, but if they go to the tournament again and he wins a game or two, he's going to get one of the big jobs. He'll get like he's going to get a Big 10, SEC, Big 12. He'll get one of those type of jobs. So, like, I'm happy to see what he's going to do. And finally, my boys, man, Hubert Davis. I ain't writing you off. You just went to a Final Four. You just went to a national championship. You just killed Duke on the final game of Coach K's career and his final home game. So you know what I'm saying? Nobody's writing you off. We're recruiting at the biggest and baddest we have in a long time. But I need you to do something. We have pieces here. We have scores. We have depth. We have age. So this is our year. I think we need some different sets. We got to dial in defensively to 1,000% compared to last year. But we have what we need. So those are my 4 and 1, I guess, sleeper or hot seat.
Yo, hold on. Didn't Hubert Davis get swept by Duke last year?
Yeah, but didn't he kill Coach K?
No, didn't he get swept?
Okay, to answer your question, yes. Now answer my question.
Wait. He was the preseason #1 coach, right? Am I correct right there, Femi? He brought his entire Final Four team back. Mine is
the entire team.
Okay, now Femi, answer my question. Is it true or false that one, he beat Coach K in his last game in Duke, had players on the sidelines crying, and Coach K was crying to the donors, fans, and everybody saying, "This is unacceptable. This is this. This is that." Wow. Two. Did we not kill them in the Final Four too?
Kill.
Yeah, when you beat them, you kill them, especially in the Final Four.
Or was it classic?
No, they had 5 pros on that team, and we had 1. Maybe.
Gotta love Duke versus UNC, man.
Like, come on now, like.
And then what they do, Femi? They blew the biggest lead in the national championship game, and were the first
year head coach.
And then they were the first preseason team #1 to not make the tournament.
Yeah, that's nasty work, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, whatever,
but
bro.
But first of all, wait. We're gonna talk about that. Let's talk about what Kentucky has done over the last 10 years.
And that's what I was gonna get to. That's what I was gonna get to. Yeah, I was like, you gave me a good idea. So I wasn't even gonna talk about Cal, but this has to be the year we do something. Like, we ain't been to the Final Four since 2017, and we've had good. Well, I'm not gonna say we've had good teams, but that 2018 was really good with Keldon, Tyler, PJ, or it might have been 2019. I can't remember.
2019. 2019, one of the greatest college basketball years of all time.
Yes. Since then, we've been, and I get it. Sometimes it just feels like Cal isn't really like he has a tight leash on our players, bro, and I'm tired of seeing that. Like this year, I really hope that he just kind of realizes, okay, he has offensive players everywhere. Just let them gel, let them hoop. He don't have to do much, honestly, in my opinion. He needs to let them go. He just needs to let them go. The one thing I will say is, now that Oscar's gone, we don't have that, we know exactly what they want to do. Like when Oscar was there, everybody knew, just get it to Oscar. He's going to try and score, whatever. This year, this team is very unpredictable. And once we get our 2 bigs back, Bradshaw, and I forgot the other one, but we're going to be a unit, bro. So if this has to be the year. This has to be the year that we actually do something, not lose in the first round of the NCAA, second round, none of that shit. We have to lock in. Simple. So there's that. My other coach is Rodney Terry from Texas. I was so glad that he actually got the job and he got the contract, because usually guys that do a good job, they end up not getting the contract sometimes. And I was just really glad that he got the contract. Now, I think that they can also repeat as Big 12 champs. Correct me if I'm wrong. There was champs last year, right?
Yeah, they did one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think he could do the exact same thing again. It just depends on how he can, I don't want to say manage, but how Amos can gel with the offense that's already been instilled, like in place. You know what I mean? So very excited to see what he can do. I think he honestly has the locker room. He's got the locker room. Guys are listening to him. I think he's gonna have another big year.
I agree.
My other guy, Rick Pitino, man, he's back. Honestly, I wasn't a fan of St. John's letting their original head coach go, but for Rick Pitino, I can understand it. I think this is now maybe it's gonna take some time. Maybe it's gonna take some time, but I think Rick Pitino is the perfect man for the job, and I think he's gonna instill the right message for the players, and I think they're gonna start playing with a lot more heart. Because St. John's has always had talent, in my opinion. They just never were able to put it together. They looked sloppy on offense. Like, honestly, offensively, they didn't really look good. Like like they were very shaky offensively, and they've had a lot of good players come and go at St. John's. So I think Rick Pitino's the guy for the job.
Wait, before you go, I just want to say, for our fans, Rick Pitino has a job on his hand because they let go of, I want to say it was like 8 or 9. Like he pulled a Deion Sanders.
No, yeah,
he pulled a Deion Sanders. Yeah, back up, James. He pulled a Deion Sanders, bro. Like he literally had a mass exodus. I think their big is back, the left hand big, who I really I'm a fan of, and they have pieces. But Femi is right. He's the type of person, like I said, like a Deion Sanders, who can get and keep those inner, New York City, that tri-area. They can keep everybody in that area. Sure. So he can. Sure. I ain't gonna say they're gonna win a national championship or nothing like that, but he can definitely like put them back square in the running of one of the better teams in the Big Ten. Because when they had D'Angelo Harrison and all those guys in 2013, 2012, like for y'all young kids, D'Angelo Harrison, go watch the film. He was nice. When they get those guys back into that building, it's gonna be something to see. And I feel like as long as he don't get caught cheating or bringing strippers or nothing like that, he's one of the best coaches in the country. Period. His sets are good, defense, everything is good. So that was a good one for me. I ain't even think about that one. That was a good one.
Nah, you're talking about Joe Soriano. That's Soriano. Yeah.
Soriano. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's my last one. Mick Cronin. Now, the only reason why he's on this list is because he's lost his entire team from last year. Now I don't want to say entire, but he's lost the key guys. Tyga, Jaime Jaquez, Clark, and I think he lost somebody else too.
Maybe.
Right. And this new team he's got, they're kind of young. So I'm curious to see how the young locker room will be able to perform under Cronin. Because I feel like I don't know too much about Cronin, but I could just kind of tell that he coaches his players really hard. Pause. I don't even know what I mean. But like it just seems that like Cronin just has a different style, and for a young locker room, it can either be really well or it can go really bad. So I'm kind of curious to see how Cronin's going to be able to navigate throughout the season.
So just for our fans, because I am the guru. Mick Cronin was at Cincinnati, and he coached his players just like Femi said. Even back then, like they had my boy Troy was there. He's from Richmond. He's always coached his players hard. His players always have responded. Even his UCLA teams were really, really good. But I feel like Femi is right where I don't even know who the hell they got. That's how you know, like, everybody's gone. I know they got Bona back, which is the 7-foot big, who I think is going to be a surprisingly good NBA player. Like, he's like 7 foot. He's strong. He can run. He's only a sophomore. I think he's a young sophomore, too. But, yeah, Femi's definitely right. That was a good one. That was 2 good ones, Femi. Okay, Femi. That was good ones right there. Let's see James with this bullshit.
All right, first guy, super hot seat. I don't even think he's gonna finish the season, honestly. Kenny Payne. We're losing to D2 schools again to begin the season.
Yeah.
Kenny Payne. I don't know if there is a betting odd on this, but if it's plus money, I want to bet that Kenny Payne does not finish the school year with Louisville.
Can I ask a question real quick?
Go ahead.
I didn't mean to cut you off, but if you had to pick somebody to take his spot, like who do you think can realistically bring up that from that shithole that they're in? Mind you, you can't say Rick Pitino. He damn sure ain't going back. So
you know who they're gonna call?
Who?
They're gonna call your guy because it's okay because they'll have the patience with him. Dusty May.
Oh. I'm like, is Dusty May gonna take that?
That's one of the first guys I'm calling.
Is he gonna take that?
Yeah.
I'm saying yeah, like I mean,
we're talking about Louisville basketball here.
You see what players they've been getting.
I was about to say it ain't an easy answer.
It's not an easy answer because your job security is based on kids that come to play.
Clearly Kenny Payne can't recruit.
I
I know Louisville basketball got NIL money, so he's not using it right. There's no way you can't get kids to Louisville.
But you
I'm
can't
sorry.
say he can't recruit. You can't say. Look how many players he got to Kentucky over the last 10 years. How many years was he at Kentucky? I don't know.
It's different when you start talking to a kid and then I bring Cal into the room.
Is it different? The schools are like what? They're in the same state. I don't even know how far Louisville is.
Yeah, James makes a good point. There's
actually nothing in Kentucky. There's nothing in Lexington.
I don't know what's in Louisville. What's in Louisville?
Shit.
Louisville is more of a city than Kentucky.
and Kentucky also has the like historic background. And Kentucky has been, like
What
you
is
said,
Louisville?
they have 9 ships.
No, they don't have 9 shits, but Louisville is still a prominent. Like it's still a good program.
Like the drop off that we've seen is crazy. Like the drop off that we've seen is crazy.
Louisville should never be this bad in basketball.
Yeah,
Maryland
I agree.
should not be bad in basketball. Like
I agree.
they're like a Maryland type school where you should not be bad in basketball.
I agree.
So yeah. Kenny Payne, I don't know how he's gonna do it, but he's got to turn it around or make his kids play hard. At least make them look like they are out there trying to die for you.
And that ain't gonna happen, because if you lose to a D2 school, that just means your talent ain't there. Your talent just ain't there. If you lose to a D2 school, you should be able to. Nah, I ain't gonna carry D2 school because they probably were good. But you should be able to. Yeah, my fault. I didn't even say it. But you should be able to give or shoot the ball pretty okay and just dominate physically on the inside and be able to win. And that was bad. I ain't gonna cut you off no more.
Now you good, bro. Where was I at? Oh, transfer. Well, not a transfer, but kind of. All right, got a new coaching job at Notre Dame. I'm just interested to see how this is gonna work out because it's like we said, it's a little harder to recruit at the Notre Dames, the Stanfords. The guys that actually have an academic standard. So Michael Shrewsbury from Penn, he did a good job at Penn.
Penn State for
Penn State, Penn State. But we are. But yeah, so I'm just interested to see because he had Penn State on the up and up. I actually wanted to see him stay at Penn State and kind of grow with that program and just like, oh yeah, this is the Penn State coach. But I mean, I guess everyone's not like that. Notre Dame, they had an opportunity. You got to take it. Mike Bray left. Did Mike Bray go to another team? Doesn't he coach like in Florida? I feel like
he's at South Florida.
Is it USF?
Yeah, I think it's USF. But I got a quick note on Michael Shrewsbury. Sorry, I think I'm really, really genuinely curious to see because we all watched Penn State, especially me and you, James, 100 million times last year. They were really good, but they had really one special player. You know what I'm saying? And he ain't going to have no Jalen Pickett at Notre Dame, at least not this year. He ain't having no Jalen Pickett. So I'm curious to see what he going to do. And they had Seth Lundy, who's in the NBA right now. They had bigs. They had guards that played well. He actually had a halfway decent roster. They had what's the shooter? What's the white boy shooter? What's his name?
Funk.
Yeah, they had Andrew Funk. Sorry, Taylor Funk plays for St. Joe's. They had Andrew Funk. They had a roster. So, this is actually a really good one, James, because I'm curious to see what he's going to do.
Nah,
how high the expectations actually are in year one.
They were deadly from outside. They're going to give him time because, like we said, it's an adjustment. You got to think it's also an adjustment from him playing Big Ten basketball to now playing to now coaching against what's it called ACC basketball. Just two different styles of play. Yeah. My next guy, this is our guy, Los. This is our guy. Let me know too, man. This is the guy.
I remember.
This is the guy with the offensive sets.
Don't play about Matt Payne.
Our guy is starting to look like Lincoln Riley. All offense, no defense. Can't get past the big game.
Mm-hmm. Great comparison. That's a great comparison.
This is the year. No, I'm not gonna. No, this is the year. You are returning the National Player of the Year. Zach Edey is unstoppable. Can give you 30 and 20 on whatever night. I believe your younger guards are coming back.
Braden's
so
back.
they should be more seasoned. You gotta give me a Final Four. You gotta give me a Final Four. You were close. You were close to making it the year UVA knocked you off. That was unfortunate. I'm not gonna hold that against you, but we gotta get to an Elite Eight. We gotta look like we're gonna get to Elite Eight Final Four because the narrative is starting to get nasty. They're starting to say you're a choke artist, and I can't have that. And you be one of my favorite coaches. Now, go ahead.
I think with Matt Painter too, like James said, this is a guy we've really been invested in for at least I'm talking about really, really for at least 5 years now. Really hardly invested in him. He's been a Purdue for hell since I was in high school. I mean, he's been at Purdue for many, many years. He's kind of like the Mike Bray in a sense where he's been at a program for so long that they're just known for him. But he's actually done fairly well with what he's had. Like those guys aren't 5 and 4-star recruits. He's getting like maybe low 4 stars, high 3 stars. He's overdoing with them. But like James said, I mean, it's too much. Like you were the preseason in the Big Ten last year. People are like pumping you up. I want to say the preseason this year. In the Big Ten, like this is his time to put up or shut up. But like I was saying, he's not in no way, shape, or form in jeopardy of losing his job or nothing like that.
It's more so
Yeah.
when it comes to the tournament. Like we want to see you show up in the tournament.
Mm-hmm.
But the year that was a major disappointment. Last year was a big disappointment. You can't be a 1 seed that loses to a 16 seed. That you can't happen. But the year they had Jaden Ivey and you lose to St. Peter's, that can't happen. That can't happen. Because that was your chance to face UNC in the Elite 8 game, and that was your chance to get to the Final Four. That was your chance.
That wasn't a chance, but I get what you're saying.
That was obviously like that would have been a good game because you had Williams, you had Jaden Ivey, you had Edie, and you had the 2-man system going. Like that's needed. You had my boy that was still knocking down the threes. 55. What is his name?
Stefanovic.
I just called him Steph for his entire existence. My last coach, man. This is not necessarily like this year. I'm not expecting like a huge turnaround this year or anything. But this is more like a project. Ed Cooley. I just want to see how it goes. I'm gonna go to a couple of games. You know what I'm saying? Right up the street. Ed Cooley at Georgetown. Like we were saying, Louisville, Georgetown, Maryland. These schools cannot be bad at basketball with all the talent and all the resources around you. It can't happen. It cannot happen.
Especially Maryland and Georgetown, because that's the most talent-rich area in the whole entire country. Like that DMV area is undefeated.